If you've ever canceled plans because you couldn't sit, if you've ever pretended to be fine while the throbbing pain made every second torture, or if you've tried every cushion in the world without finding relief, get ready. What you're about to discover isn't just another temporary tip. It's a deep understanding of why you feel pain when sitting and, more importantly, how to eliminate this suffering permanently. In a sleek conference room, Marcos discreetly shifts positions for the 20th time, cold sweat on his forehead exposing his agony. It's the most important presentation of his career, yet all he can think about is the excruciating pain radiating with every movement. In the classroom next door, teacher Anna has been standing for 3 hours, inventing creative excuses not to sit, while her students wonder about her behavior. At the restaurant across the street, a couple's promising first date is ruined because Raphael can't relax, the pain of sitting turning the romantic dinner into disguised torture. 3 people, 3 lives put on hold by the same agony. 3 victims of a problem that does have a definitive solution, but one that 99% of healthcare professionals either don't know or ignore. Today, that changes. Today, you will uncover the biomechanical, neurological, and inflammatory secrets behind sitting pain and the exact protocol to make sure you never suffer again. If sitting has become your daily nightmare, if you've tried every kind of cushion without lasting success, or if you're tired of temporary fixes that only mask the problem, this video contains the definitive answer you've been searching for. Subscribe right now and activate all notifications. Every week, we destroy myths and reveal protocols that restore quality of life. It's exclusive knowledge that can literally transform every moment of your day. To understand why you feel pain when sitting, we first need to destroy the myth that it's just inflamed hemorrhoids. The reality is infinitely more complex and, once understood, infinitely more solvable. Sitting pain involves a discordant symphony of muscles, nerves, blood vessels, and tissues that modern life has programmed to fail. When you sit, the weight of your body, say 70 kilos, about 155 pounds, isn't distributed evenly. On a typical chair, 75% of that weight is concentrated on 2 tiny points, the ischiotuberosities, the sit bones. That's just 4 square centimeters of area supporting 52 kilos of pressure. It's like balancing a car on 2 coins. But here's the part no one talks about. Between those bones and the chair lies a complex web of tissues. Pelvic floor muscles, pudendal nerves, hemorrhoidal arteries and veins, connective tissue, all brutally compressed. Each structure screams for relief, but you interpret it as one single sensation, pain. The pudendal nerve is often the overlooked culprit. This critical nerve passes right through the zone of maximum pressure when you sit. When chronically compressed, it develops neuropathy, pain that persists even without visible inflammation. That's why your hemorrhoids might look better, but the pain continues. The pelvic floor muscles go into protective spasm. 16 small muscles try to shield the area from constant pressure. But chronic muscle spasm creates its own cycle of pain. Tight muscles compress blood vessels, reduce circulation, and increase inflammation. It's a cascade of suffering triggered by the simple act of sitting. The coccyx, the little bone at the base of your spine, is supposed to flex gently when you sit. But in many adults, old injuries, poor posture, or even genetics have robbed the coccyx of mobility. The result? Instead of flexing, it presses directly into soft tissues. It's like sitting with a sharp stone inside you. The fascia, the connective tissue that wraps everything, becomes chronically inflamed and stuck. Imagine crumpled plastic wrap that's glued together. It should glide smoothly, allowing movement. Instead, every position change tugs and irritates. The pain isn't just where you feel it, it's interconnected throughout the entire pelvic region. Compromised blood flow keeps the problem going. Sitting compresses arteries and veins. Fresh blood can't reach the tissues properly, old blood can't drain. Tissues become hypoxic, acidic, and inflamed. It's the perfect environment for chronic pain to set in and never leave. Sitting pain isn't just in the body. It's literally etched into your brain. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, works against you when pain becomes chronic. Your nervous system has learned that sitting equals danger, and now sounds the alarm even when no real damage exists. Centralization is the phenomenon where your nervous system becomes hypersensitive. Stimuli that should be harmless, like light pressure from sitting, are interpreted as extreme threat. It's like the pain amplifier being turned up to maximum. What used to feel normal is now unbearable. Pain memory is a real and devastating concept. Every painful experience while sitting reinforces neural pathways. Your brain gets better and better at producing pain. You've built a neural superhighway for suffering. Even when tissues heal, the highway remains. Anticipation makes it worse. Before you even sit, your brain triggers a cascade of pain signals. Muscles tighten defensively, breathing becomes shallow, stress hormones surge. You create pain before the stimulus even happens. It's a neurological self-fulfilling prophecy. The autonomic nervous system gets locked in chronic fight-or-flight mode. An overactive sympathetic system keeps muscles tense, reduces blood flow to non-essentials, including the pelvic region, and heightens pain sensitivity. You are biologically programmed to suffer more. Gate control theory explains why distraction sometimes helps. Pain signals compete with other stimuli for the brain's attention. That's why an engaging conversation can temporarily ease the pain. But as soon as focus returns, the pain comes back with a vengeance. Catastrophizing, interpreting pain as a sign of severe damage, magnifies suffering exponentially. It must be getting worse. I'll never get better. Something terrible is happening. Each thought amplifies pain perception. The brain actively looks for evidence to confirm your worst fears. Now that you understand the complexity, let's move on to the protocol that integrates all these discoveries. There isn't a single solution because the problem isn't single. It's a systematic approach that attacks every component of the pain. Get ready to completely relearn how to sit. First, complete postural reset. Before sitting, stand up. Inhale deeply while raising your arms. Exhale fully as you bend forward. This resets tension and prepares the body. When sitting down, imagine a string pulling the top of your head. Sit on your sit bones, not your coccyx. The soft landing technique is revolutionary. Instead of dropping into the chair, approach slowly. When you feel the first contact, stop. Breathe. Allow the tissues to adjust. Continue lowering yourself millimeter by millimeter. The entire process takes 30 seconds but prevents sudden traumatic compression. Constant micro movements are essential. Every 2 to 3 minutes, subtly shift your weight. Right, left, forward, back. Movements imperceptible to others but that prevent localized ischemia, lack of blood flow. Set a silent timer if necessary. Stack sitting changes everything. Imagine your vertebrae like perfectly stacked blocks. Each block directly on top of the other. No tilting, no twisting. When alignment is correct, pressure distributes through the whole spine instead of concentrating at the base. Pelvic breathing is a game changer that's often ignored. Inhale, imagining air inflating a balloon in your pelvis. Exhale, allowing everything to relax and expand. This internally massages tissues, improves circulation, and breaks spasms. 5 breaths every 15 minutes. Pre-warming the area before long sitting periods. Gentle circular massage for 60 seconds. It activates circulation, prepares tissues, and signals the brain that the area is safe. You can do it discreetly over clothing. The right cushion makes a dramatic difference, but 90% of people use it wrong. It's not about maximum softness, it's about pressure distribution. The cushion should be medium density, with a central opening for the coccyx and elevation under the thighs to transfer weight. An inverted U-shape, not a full donut. Chair height is critical and often ignored. Knees should be slightly below the hips. This tilts the pelvis forward, removing pressure from the coccyx. Every centimeter matters. Use a footrest if necessary. Perfect geometry eliminates 50% of the pain. Temperature makes a surprising difference. Cold contracts, heat relaxes. A small heating pad on the lower back keeps the area warm, muscles relaxed. Not directly under you, it can worsen inflammation, but close enough to radiate heat. Clothing is a frequently overlooked culprit. Thick seams, stiff fabrics, tight belts, each element adds pressure. During flare-ups, wear soft clothes without seams in the contact area. It may seem like a silly detail, but it makes measurable difference. Alternating surfaces prevents negative adaptation. If you work in an office, have 2 to 3 options. Regular chair, Swiss ball for short periods, standing desk. Rotation prevents the body from learning to hurt in a specific position. Seat angle deserves special attention. A slight forward tilt, 5 to 10 degrees, transfers weight to the feet, relieving posterior pressure. Many modern chairs tilt backward, terrible for those with pain. A wedge under the back chair leg solves it. Movement is medicine, but it must be the right movement. Generic exercises can make things worse. These are specific for breaking the cycle of sitting pain, developed by pelvic pain specialists who understand the complexity. Pelvic cat-cow spanding. Hands on knees, alternate between arching and rounding only the lumbar pelvic region. 20 repetitions before sitting. Mobilizes vertebrae, warms muscles, prepares for load. You can discreetly do it in a bathroom if needed. Piriformis release, lying down, ankle over opposite knee, pull thigh toward chest. Hold 90 seconds each side. A tight piriformis compresses the sciatic nerve, worsening pelvic pain. Daily release prevents tension buildup. 360 breathing lying down. One hand on the abdomen, the other on the side of the chest. Inhale expanding in all directions, front, sides, back. It's training for the breathing you'll use while sitting. 10 breaths twice a day. Modified bridge with pelvic focus. Instead of lifting hips high, raise only about 2 inches, focusing on activating glutes without tensing the lower back. Hold 5 seconds, 15 reps. Strengthens without creating hypertension that worsens pain. Tennis ball massage. Sitting on the floor, ball under each glute, one at a time. Roll gently until you find sensitive points. When you do, breathe and allow pressure for 30 seconds. Releases trigger points that refer pain. Iliopsoas stretch. Kneeling lunge with arms raised, lean forward slightly. A tight iliopsoas pulls the pelvis into poor position. 60 seconds daily. Dramatic improvement in sitting alignment. The psychological component doesn't mean imaginary pain. It means the brain needs to relearn. Positive neuroplasticity techniques can literally rewire your sitting experience. Gradual desensitization. Start by sitting 30 seconds on a soft surface with 0 pain. Add 30 seconds each day. The brain relearns that sitting can be safe. Patience is crucial. Rushing reactivates old alarms. Visualization before sitting. 30 seconds with eyes closed, imagine yourself sitting comfortably. See healthy tissues, circulation flowing, muscles relaxed. The brain doesn't distinguish vivid visualization from reality. It pre-programs success. Mindfulness of pressure. When sitting, instead of mentally escaping the sensation, curiously explore it. Interesting, I feel pressure here, warmth there. Observation without judgment reduces the emotional component of pain. Neurological affirmations during movement. My tissues are healthy and flexible. Sitting is safe for my body. It may sound silly, but neuroscience confirms language modulates pain perception. Use it while doing exercises. Victory log. Write down every time sitting was less painful. The brain has a natural negative bias. It needs active reminders of progress. Weekly review shows the positive trajectory your mind tends to ignore. Are you realizing that eliminating sitting pain is much more complex and much more possible than you imagined? These techniques have already changed the lives of thousands who thought they were condemned to suffer. But we still have much more to reveal. Leave your like right now if you're committed to implementing at least one of these strategies today. Every like helps this transformative information reach someone who is suffering at this very moment. Strategic nutrition can dramatically reduce sitting pain through multiple mechanisms. This isn't a generic anti-inflammatory diet. It's specific choices targeting the tissues and processes involved in pelvic pain. Magnesium is a crucial natural muscle relaxant. Deficiency, common in 80% of the population, keeps pelvic muscles in spasm. 400 to 600 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed. Deep nighttime relaxation prepares you for a pain-free day. Add Epsom salt baths twice a week. Vitamin D3 with K2 strengthens coccyx and pelvic bone density. Many pains are caused by microfractures or reduced density. 5,000 IU D3 plus 100 micrograms K2 daily. Direct sunlight for 20 minutes when possible. Noticeable difference in 8 to 12 weeks. Specific collagen types I and III rebuild pelvic connective tissue. 20 grams hydrolyzed on an empty stomach. Add vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams for synthesis. It's literal building material for damaged fascia and ligaments. Many report dramatic improvement in 30 days. High-potency omega-3, 3 grams EPA/DHA, reduces specific neuroinflammation. Inflamed nerves amplify pain. Quality matters. Choose one tested for heavy metals. Combine with curcumin, 1 gram with piperine for a synergistic effect. Quercetin, 500 milligrams twice daily, stabilizes mast cells that release histamine in the pelvic region. Histamine increases pain sensitivity. Found in onions and apples, but supplementation guarantees therapeutic dose. Especially useful if pain worsens with certain foods. L-theanine, 200 milligrams before situations where you'll sit for long periods. Reduces anticipatory anxiety without sedation. Improves alpha brainwaves associated with relaxation. You can open a capsule in tea for faster action. Hyperspecific hydration, 35 milliliters per kilogram body weight plus 500 milliliters extra if pain is present. Subtle dehydration thickens blood, reduces pelvic circulation. Add a pinch of pink salt and lemon. Hydrated cells are flexible cells that tolerate pressure better. Intermittent fasting 16-8 dramatically reduces systemic inflammation. During fasting, the body prioritizes repair over digestion. Many report a 40 to 50% reduction in pain after 2 weeks. Start 12-12, progress gradually. Marina, accountant, 34, 2 years without being able to sit more than 10 minutes. Tried 15 different cushions, 3 physical therapists, even acupuncture. Nothing worked until I understood the neural component. Gradual desensitization plus specific exercises plus magnesium. In 6 weeks, I was back at work. I cry with joy remembering the suffering. Roberto, Uber driver, 41. My job depended on sitting. I was considering changing careers. I discovered the problem was pudendal nerve compression, not hemorrhoids. Adjusted seat height, micro movements, and myofascial release. Now I drive 10 hours without pain. Saved my livelihood. Fernanda, university professor, 29. Postpartum, I developed unbearable sitting pain. Doctors said it was normal and would pass. 18 months later, it was worse. The complete protocol changed everything: nutrition, exercises, and neural reprogramming. 3 months later, I teach sitting for 3 hours straight. Carlos, programmer, 37, game dev, sat 14 hours a day. Pain escalated until I couldn't work. I discovered multiple causes: misaligned coccyx, adhered fascia, and central sensitization. Integrated treatment took 4 months, but the result is permanent. I fell back in love with my work. Amanda, executive, 45. Meetings were torture. I faked emergencies to stand up. Extreme shame. The problem was a combo: muscle spasm, pain memory, and catastrophizing. Manual therapy, mindfulness, and postural adjustments. Today, I facilitate 8-hour workshops. Pedro, med student, 26. The irony of studying health while suffering so much. 6-hour classes sitting were pure torment. I discovered coffee worsened muscle spasms. Cut caffeine, complete protocol. Pain disappeared in 1 month. I became an evangelist of the method among colleagues. Knowing what not to do is just as important as the correct protocol. These common mistakes, many recommended by well-meaning professionals, can drastically worsen your situation. Extra soft cushions are a trap. They seem comfortable at first, but create instability. Muscles work extra to maintain balance. Muscle fatigue equals more pain. Medium density with structured support always beats extreme softness. Avoiding sitting completely backfires. Deconditioning happens fast. Muscles weaken, tolerance decreases. When you inevitably have to sit, pain is worse. Controlled, gradual exposure versus total avoidance. Traditional abdominal exercises often make things worse. They increase intra-abdominal pressure, forcing the pelvic floor downward. People do crunches to strengthen the core and worsen pelvic pain. Specific exercises versus generic exercises. Sitting slouched in the chair to avoid pressure on the sit bones overloads the coccyx and lower back. Slouched posture may feel better momentarily, but creates new problems. Proper alignment versus temporary comfort. Applying ice directly can worsen muscle spasms. Already tense muscles contract more with extreme cold. Gentle heat is generally superior for chronic sitting pain. Ice only for obvious acute inflammation. Ignoring the emotional component delays recovery. It's just physical is harmful denial. Stress, anxiety, trauma all manifest somatically in the pelvis. Holistic approach versus symptom-only focus. Constantly switching treatments prevents progress. I tried for a week and it didn't work is common. Neuroplasticity takes at least 6 to 12 weeks. Consistency versus novelty. Commit to the protocol long enough to let it work. Comparing yourself to others creates unnecessary frustration. So-and-so improved in 2 weeks, why not me? Every case is unique. Focus on your progress, not unrealistic expectations. Personal journey versus competition. Technological advances offer solutions that didn't exist 5 years ago. Integrating the right tools can dramatically accelerate recovery. Pressure sensors for biofeedback show exactly where and how you're sitting. Connected apps teach ideal distribution. Seeing real-time data speeds up postural learning. An investment of $40 to $60 that saves years of suffering. TENS, transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation specifically for the pelvic region. Special electrodes interrupt pain signals. 20 minutes before long sitting periods prepare the nervous system. Modern devices are discreet, wearable under clothing. Cushions with subtle vibration break static pressure points. Imperceptible micro-vibrations keep circulation active. Different from massagers, which can irritate, these maintain constant, subtle movement. A game changer for sedentary work. Mindfulness apps specific for chronic pain. Guided meditations targeting pain perception. Algorithms adapt based on feedback. 10 minutes daily rewire brain response. Many are free or low cost. Wearables that monitor posture and alert you. Small devices on the back vibrate when they detect poor posture. Constant training without needing to think. Neuroplasticity through conditioning. Prices dropping rapidly. Virtual reality for desensitization. Programs specific for chronic pain. The brain immersed in a virtual environment while the body experiences sitting. Disassociates sensation from negative context. A promising future already available. Your environment can sabotage or support recovery. Small environmental changes have a disproportionate impact on success. Lighting affects posture more than we realize. Poor lighting makes you lean forward. Adjustable LED at eye level prevents postural compensations. Side natural light ideal when possible. Ambient temperature between 70 to 73 degrees F prevents defensive muscle tension. Too cold equals contraction. Too hot equals inflammation. Fine control makes a subtle but important difference. Personal fan for adjustments. Ambient sound reduces focus on pain. White noise, nature, soft instrumental music. The brain processes sound competing with pain signals. Noise-canceling headphones for noisy environments. Total silence can amplify pain perception. Subtle aromatherapy with lavender or eucalyptus. Smell bypasses conscious thought, directly affecting the limbic system. Reduces anticipatory anxiety. Essential oil and diffuser not directly on skin. Workspace organization prevents twisting. Everything within reach without stretching or rotating. Mouse and keyboard at elbow height. Monitor at eye level. Each degree of sustained rotation adds tension. Visual timer, not just sound, for movement reminders. Soft light that changes color every 20 minutes. Less intrusive than an alarm, equally effective. The brain responds well to subtle visual cues. Have immediate options available. Standing desk converter, inflated Swiss ball, cushion always nearby. Removing friction from change increases compliance. Make doing the right thing easy. When acute pain strikes, a specific protocol can save the day. Don't panic, follow these tested steps. First, stand up immediately but calmly. No sudden movements. Stand, take 5 deep breaths. This breaks the cycle of panic and spasm. Walk gently for 2 minutes if possible. Apply gentle heat, not burning, to the lower back. Heating pad or warm water bottle. 10 minutes. Relaxes defensive muscles. Avoid sitting during application, lie down or stand. Emergency relief position, lie on your back, legs raised 90 degrees on the wall. Relieves all pelvic pressure. 5 to 10 minutes resets the system. Deep breathing during. Many report dramatic relief. Powerful natural anti-inflammatory, turmeric 1 gram, plus ginger 500 milligrams, plus black pepper in warm water. Fast action if taken on an empty stomach. Doesn't replace long-term protocol, but relieves crisis. Can repeat 3 times a day. Emergency self-massage, closed fists, circular pressure on glutes. Look for trigger points, hold 30 seconds when found. Can be done over clothing. Releases acute muscle tension. 5 minutes total. If you must sit immediately, use the hover technique. Sit with only 50% of your weight, support on chair arms or desk. Micro-standing breaks every 5 minutes. Survival, not comfort. Implement full protocol as soon as possible. Avoid catastrophic mental spiral. Acute pain does not mean permanent damage. Repeat, this is temporary, I know what to do, I will get better. Mind calms, body follows. Breathing remains the #1 tool. We've reached the end of this revealing journey, but for you, it's the beginning of a deep transformation. Sitting pain is no longer an inexplicable mystery or life sentence. It's a multifactorial problem with a multidimensional solution, now fully within your reach. You discovered that the pain involves biomechanical, neurological, muscular, and emotional components. More importantly, you learned a specific protocol for each aspect. It's not a single magic solution because the problem isn't single. It's an intelligent, integrated approach that respects your body's complexity. Real cases prove it. People who suffered for years found complete relief. Marina returned to work, Roberto saved his career, Fernanda overcame postpartum pain. They're not special, they just applied the right knowledge consistently. You can be the next success story. Remember, decades of patterns don't change overnight. Be patient but persistent. Every micro movement, every conscious breath, every postural adjustment is rebuilding your system. Progress isn't always linear, but it's inevitable with consistency. If this transformative knowledge opened your eyes to the possibility of life without pain, spread hope urgently. Subscribe now and activate all notifications. Next week, we'll reveal the complete 30-day protocol that regenerates damaged pelvic tissues using techniques from specialized clinics that charge thousands. Show with a like that you're committed to never again accepting pain as normal. Every like helps this vital information break through algorithm barriers and reach millions suffering in silence, thinking there's no solution. Be part of the healing chain. And now, declare your liberation. Comment which specific technique you will implement today. Soft landing, micro movements, pelvic breathing. Your public declaration creates powerful accountability. Inspire others with your decision to change. In 30 days, you'll look back amazed. How did you accept living with so much pain? How did you think it was normal? How didn't you see the obvious solutions? But don't blame yourself. You were a victim of misinformation. Now you're a warrior armed with knowledge. The chair is no longer your enemy. Work doesn't have to be torture. Social life can return to normal. Every moment sitting can be comfortable and productive. This is your new reality. Accept it, embrace it, live it. Small changes, big transformation. Conscious breathing, intelligent posture, strategic movement. Simple tools, profound results. The pain that dominated your life is about to become a distant memory. Your chair is waiting, but now you know exactly how to sit in it. Without fear, without pain, without limitations. Your pain-free life begins the next time you sit. Do it differently, do it consciously, do it without pain. The future is comfortable and it starts now.